What is up, guys? It's DoubleWinning, and today we've got episode 6 of how to get out of bronze or silver. I've got a little Darius top lane action for you. I know you guys love the old diggity Darius, and I'm actually whipping out the Woad King skin today. If you guys don't know, I'm a big fan of Darius. I've got all the skins for him. I pretty much buy any skin that comes out for him just because he's done me really well. I really enjoy him. He's always a champion I can go back to. If I'm ever not having the most fun with the game, or if I need, you know, a little more dunking in my life, I just I go with the old doggy Darius. It's not his nickname, but you know. So I believe I went, AD, armor pen, magic resist, armor, and 921, I believe. For my masteries, and then, you know, of course, Door and Shield, because Door and Shield is the most OP top lane item in the game right now. So this episode is going to be about a mistake I commonly see in lower ELO, lower ranking, is that people will literally also look at how freaking broke Darius is as a lane bully. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I hit him there? Okay, well, either way. So all you do is you set up that 5 bleed, and he is burning through potions. Because if you just set up the 5 bleed, you can pretty much guaranteed win the lane, because your bleed is going to do 12 plus 4 times 5 over 5 seconds. Quick math there, that's 16, that's like 80 damage. So, that's a free auto attack of magic damage that you're going to set up, and you can actually reset if you just re-proc it. So it's going to be over the time of setting it up, it's actually going to do around 100, 110 damage. And, you know, in a lane matchup where you're only going to have 5 to 700 health, that's huge. So that's why I really like, especially weaker laners, I'll just go up, auto attack. I usually get a second auto attack before they really start running, and then I'll hit them with the outside of my Q, which will do the bonus damage and re-proc the bleed. And I'll just do stuff like this. While it seems like I really lost out on that trade, which, I mean, I did, I'm going to get a lot of bleed off on him here. So he's actually taking a ton of damage, and when all else fails, the trade wasn't that much different. And now that he's used this as Ignite, and he has low mana, I really don't have anything to worry about. That's something to notice here. So the only thing I would really need to worry about is their jungler. But they actually have an Udyr jungler, which is one of the few junglers that Darius actually can get away with, or get away from. So what I want to talk about is a lot of people at lower levels will blindly pick a counter based off something they read off, like Champion Select or something like that. While I think Champion Select is a nice website, to kind of for really complete newbies who don't know matchups at all, I think it gives a lot of mob mentality advice. It'll give you advice that isn't necessarily true if you don't know how to use it, I guess. So in this case, the reason Cho'Gath is considered a counter to Darius is because he gets a lot of flat health, which does really well against Darius, because Darius does true damage, flat true damage, so health is a counter to true damage. Darius has built-in armor penetration, so the armor penetration isn't as effective against health stacking, it's better effective against armor stacking. And he has a silence, so if Darius tries to get the dunk on, he can silence him and then use the feast to kind of counter it. And Darius has low mobility, so he can use his knockups to counter it, which I'm actually pretty surprised I didn't get hit by the knockup there. I'm pretty sure that was a replay bug, because I kind of remember that situation and me being a lot more to the left. But either way, this all doesn't matter if you don't know how to play the matchup. If you don't know how to play the matchup, and I know how to play the Darius Cho'Gath matchup, or I know how to play Darius better than you know how to play Cho'Gath, then you're still going to get dumpstered. I mean, no offense to this Cho'Gath player. I understand that I understood his reasoning into picking Cho'Gath. Maybe he just wanted to pick Cho'Gath. Maybe he didn't really necessarily think of it as a counter. he just wanted to play Cho'Gath, but he really doesn't play the matchup to his strengths. You'll see here he goes boots. Oh, he started with cloth armor, then he gets another cloth armor and a pair of boots. He really needed to get a Doran shield. That would have really helped him, because it's going to give you some flat health, it's going to give you some health regen, and it's going to give you the block mastery. I think if he would have started that instead of the cloth armor and health potions, he actually would have done really well there. So you guys probably just saw me lay the dunk down on Udyr, and the reason I did that is because with Darius's new ult, before it would fully go on cooldown, or fully reset the cooldown if you killed someone with it. Now, before it was and then after that it was if you kill a target, you get 12 seconds to use it again. But now you get 20 seconds to use it again. So it was about to go on cooldown, so I was like, all right, whatever. I might as well just throw some true damage on him because I was going back anyway. So, I've mentioned in the previous video that I'm going to be streaming here pretty soon once I get my new motherboard and my new i7 installed. So you guys should go to twitch.tv/DoubleWinning and follow my stream there. And while you're at it, I would like you to follow a friend of mine who's a fellow streamer, really cool guy. He plays League occasionally. He's not the biggest League fan, but he's probably the nicest streamer I know. He interacts with his fans. He plays a variety of different games, especially games that you probably wouldn't necessarily play without someone like him playing them. So it's a really good way to find new games if you don't really know how to find those kind of underrated games. He's found some really cool games that I would have never played. He really enjoys Civ. He doesn't play Civ as much anymore, but I remember that was kind of his main game back in the day. But it's twitch.tv/HJTenchi. I'll have, of course, those links in the description so you guys can go check that out. But I would really appreciate it if you guys went and gave him a follow, and checked out his stream. And then if you do end up checking out his stream, I'm there about half the time, so you guys can check that out, and we can chat and all that, and maybe play some games together. Because I'm thinking about when I get my stuff all set up, maybe us doing like a sub wars kind of thing, where I take my subscribers /followers versus his subscribers /followers. We'll kind of put brackets. Maybe we'll go like bronze, silver, and then we'll have like a gold one, and then maybe if we have the fans, we could do like a plat one. I don't think either of us really have enough diamond fans. Maybe I'm wrong, but and then we would co-cast it, and you guys can get your games commentated on. I think it'd be pretty cool. But of course, you need to do that. You need to make sure you're following us so you can catch the action. So right here, it's a level 10 Darius versus a level 6 Udyr and a level 7 Cho'Gath. So there's not much you can do here. If you look at my item choices, you guys are probably like, what the hell is this Darius doing? I'm building Blade of the Rune King Darius. I did this in my reasoning. I was like, this sounds pretty good because Cho'Gath is a health stacker, so I'll just counter that by building Blade of the Rune King, obviously. And then I thought it would also be pretty good because Udyr, is such a mobility-based champion that if I built Blade of the Rune King, I'd be able to use it on him after he uses Bear Stance, and I'll get a ton of mobility and be able to escape any gank. That was my reasoning, but I don't really think I get to use it for that purpose. But it does do me pretty good for kind of chunking down Cho'Gath, even though he doesn't do what he should have been doing. Like I was saying before, he should have been stacking more health. Instead, he decides to go AP Cho'Gath, but he's never really going to get a chance to burst me just because he's so far behind in levels. He's so far behind in gold. If you look at the gold, I can pretty much just one-shot him at this point. So, I have double his gold. 5,000 gold to his 2,600, 2,700. So there's not really much he can do. So he really needed to just kind of go and try and be like this tanky meat shield if he actually wanted to contribute to his team. That's something I've told you guys before. If you're really behind in lane, you need to just build tanky on basically any character except like an AD carry. Because you need to at least provide the presence that, whatever utility your character provides, you want to try and provide as much of that as possible. That's all you can do once you get to a certain point of being behind. So, yeah, so I'm 3-0-1. I went and got myself some boots, and I'm going back right now. I have a ton of gold. I'm pretty sure I have 1,700 gold. So, 1 second here. I get myself a Glacial Shroud and a Null Magic Mantle. I'm going to be building that Glacial Shroud into a Frozen Heart, because that is going to give me some cooldown reductions, going to give me a ton of armor, it's going to give me a ton of mana. And I got the Null Magic Mantle just because I don't want to totally disrespect the Cho'Gath, as well as they do have a Xerath, so I do want a little bit of magic resist. Even though he is 0-3, I don't want him to just be able to be like, alright, well, we'll knock the stun on you, ult you, Q, ult, and you're dead, Darius. And while Xerath does have the Magic Pen in this patch, not after the new rework, in case you guys didn't notice, while he does have the insane range on his rank 3 ultimate, they did get rid of his magic penetration. So that's going to make him less of a I can kill anyone I choose kind of carry, and more of a I can steal Baron, steal buffs whenever I damn well please kind of AP carry, I guess. So the Blade of the Rune King is pretty freaking sweet. I actually built it on Darius in Chouster's Sub Wars, which Chouster is, you know, as you guys know, my top 3 favorite players of all time. Chouster, Hotshot GG, and Darian from Gambit Gaming are my favorite players. Of course, only Darian is still an active player, but it was kind of nice seeing Chouster and Hotshot GG sub in for CLGG, while Dexter was in jail for conspiring with Darius to kill Skara or something like that. Whatever Twitch chat told me, because you know they're a reliable news source and all that. Yeah, it was nice seeing them play. Chouster actually did pretty well. There was a super cool play with Yasuo and Vayne, and it kind of reminded me of the old Chow Lift bot lane. You know, Chouster was getting caught, and he was on Yasuo against. It was like, I don't remember who it was against, but Vayne pops up, you know, double lift, and he's like, Chouster, I got you! And then he, you know, goes in, condemns, get a little bit Yasuo action here. And so I kind of failed here. I tried to dunk the Udyr when he wasn't quite in dunk range, so I actually ended up not getting the reset. If I would have gotten the reset, it would have been an easy triple kill here, but that's okay. One thing you'll also notice is my farm is insane. Well, okay, no, it's not insane. I've had way better farming games on Darius, but one thing that I really excel at when I do get ahead as Darius is my farm is going to be, I'm going to get it as close to perfect as I can. So if you look at my farm compared to the rest of the game, the only person who comes close is our Jinx, who has 170-ish, and I'm still like 25 ahead of her. The game time right now is about 24 minutes, and I have 193, so technically, you know, I'm, you know, like 45 or so below below perfect, which of course perfect is a very variable term. You know, air quote would be about 100 CS per 10 minutes. But that's just something, you know, when you're ahead, you can roam, you can push, you can go take other lane CS. Like, you want to try and carry as hard as you can. Also, you know, just making calls like this, you know, dropping the pink ward, going to do Baron, just, you know, you gotta make those plays in solo queue. Except for we kind of get dumpstered there a little bit. We get AoE'd a ton by Xerath just because we kind of underestimate the power of a Fed Darius, or not Fed Darius, of a Xerath late game, no matter how much he got shut down in lane. So this part actually worried me here a little bit because he is an AP Cho'Gath. Excuse me. He's an AP Cho'Gath, so he probably could have killed this Lee Sin here. Let me see. He doesn't have his feast up. Never mind. So, but yeah, he could have definitely killed. He definitely could have killed the Lee Sin if he had his feast up, just because he would have just W'd and then feasted. But he didn't have the feast up, so that makes a lot more sense. Maybe the Lee Sin, or maybe the Lee Sin saw him feast earlier and I just didn't. But this game actually takes a lot longer than it should have. If you look at, we're ahead 15k gold, and the problem with these kind of games is a lot of lower elo players don't know how to close out games, and in a lot of these games I've had to really put on my try-hard pants and, you know, put on my general hat and tell my team what to do. And if you know what to do, if you're a good shot caller, and you know how to close out games, that's fantastic. But if you don't, and this is where I pretty much get dumpstered, I pay for my sins by getting, you know, I get hooked there and then I die, and that's part of the reason why we couldn't close out the game. But if you know what you're doing and you know how to shot call decently, you know, man up and do it. Whether you know you get your choices right all the time, if you just sound confident most of the time, your team will listen to you, especially if you know, if you give reasoning. Like I had a game earlier, I don't remember. I remember it was with a Thresh on my team, but I don't think it was this one. And yeah, I don't think it was this one because I was like, all right, push top or mid after we had gotten Baron, and he was like, well, why not? Or no, I was like, push top or bot. Maybe I already said that, but he was like, oh, well, why not mid? I was like, well, top has a free tower, and bot is better to push when Baron is down. And he was like, oh my gosh, like, you're like the king of knowledge. And while it seems super simple, you know, when you guys are hearing that and you're like, oh yeah, duh, like of course, blah blah blah. When you're actually in game, sometimes that like simple decision making kind of slips your mind. And so when you actually put it in front of people's faces, it kind of reminds them of what they maybe already knew, and so it resonates with them a lot better. So we ended up winning that game just because we actually did make good decisions, such as pushing top to get a free tower. You know, you always want to get the free tower goal just because it puts your team, if you can get an item or two advantage and then you team fight, and then you get more advantages, it just kind of snowballs. That's how snowballing works. So right here, I was just like, what are you doing, son? And then Lee Sin just decides to run away and ditch me, but I flash over the wall, and I'm like, oh, there's no way I can get killed. And I was right. Haha, JK. Vayne is going to kill me. Because Gragas didn't throw his ult fast enough. Thanks a lot, Vayne. You suck, Gragas. Also, that's what you get. I'm glad you died. But luckily my team is going to split push here. They're going to grab that inhibitor and then hopefully get out of here. Are they going to? The Jinx passive, the flash, the mantra, the slow, the Udyr, the flash, the slow, the flash, the flash, the speed. I don't know. How many high-pitched voice things can I say in a period of 30 seconds? So if you look at my build here, I've got the Frozen Heart, I've got the Blade of the Rune King, I am going toward, I believe, a Banshee's Veil, and I get my Sweeper's Lens, a little late on the Sweeper's Lens. I pretty much always want to have it by at least 20 minutes, but sometimes I forget. But I get the Oracle's Lens to go with it just because it'll help us against Vayne. If I'm able to drop it in a team fight, it's going to give me Oracles for about 8 seconds, I believe. Let's see. Yes, going to give me Oracles for 8 seconds, which is plenty enough time to kill Vayne while she's trying to stealth, and or just give us vision until her ult fades. And I have a giant spell as well, so I'm just trying to catch out the Vayne or the Udyr or something like that, but it looks like that is warded, and my sweeper wasn't up, so I was like, oh darn. I think if Thresh wouldn't have thrown his hook there and would have just pretended to be baited there, they could have made a pretty good situation out of that. Yeah, so we're just trying to close out the game here. We're pushing down mid lane. The problem is with pushing down mid lane, though, is Xerath has really, really strong wave clear, especially now that he has the Rabadon's Death Cap, and he has a Chalice, so it's just going to be able to push and push and push. So our best choice at this point would be to do a 4-1 split, and that way whatever lane Xerath isn't in can actually get pushed in, because the rest of them don't have that great a wave clear. You know, Udyr has to get up in the face. Vayne is an 80 carry, so she's a little squished, so if she gets too close, she can get like flash killed or something like that. Cho'Gath has decent, would have decent wave clear, but he's so far behind, and then Thresh doesn't have any wave clear potential with him being a support that has no gold / really any wave clear abilities. So the best decision here would be to do a 4-1 split and then just push on whatever lane Xerath is not in. But that's not something my team chooses to do. But that's fine, because I'm pretty sure we catch someone out and we end this game. Right after Lee Sin and Jinx get a 2-man Baron, and we're pushing down mid, and I can't remember exactly how this game ends, so I'm actually looking forward to this, because it looks like the game's coming to an end here. But so let's watch. So I missed the pull there. Xerath's firing off the ultis. Is he going to kill Karma? No, he misses the Karma kill by just a little bit. And that just comes from him being a little underfarmed, a little underkilled. Oh, right, Jinx gets caught. Oh, right, yeah, I remember this. Okay, yeah, Jinx gets caught, but then we just pretty much instant engage, and we're able to save the Jinx, which is not like the Rengar video that I had up earlier, where Sivir got caught. I believe Sivir or Caitlyn, one of those, and then we lost the game. This one, you know, Jinx got caught, but then she was able to live for just a little bit. And we were able to super fast engage, and then they actually surrender. So we win. If you guys enjoyed that video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to follow me at twitch.tv/DoubleWinning, as well as go to twitch.tv/HJTenchi. Links will be in the description. And, you know, if you want to get in contact with me, be sure to go to twitter.com/DoubleWinning and facebook.com/DoubleWinning and say hi. And maybe I'll say hi back. Maybe I'll say hi back. Maybe I'll say, hey, you're a nice guy back. If you're a lady, maybe I'll say, hey, you're a nice lady. But as always, guys, stay classy and keep winning.